Hi guys, welcome back to Hash Talks Basketball, and today we are doing an NBA 2012 redraft. I'm going through the whole lottery, showing you the original pick and my choice for the redraft, and without further ado, let's get into the video. With the first pick of the NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans selected Anthony Davis, and in the redraft, they still take Anthony Davis. Although he had some injuries in his career, he's still one of the best centers in the league. He was a prominent force on the New Orleans Pelicans until he was traded, and could have been the MVP if injuries didn't disturb him throughout his career. For the second pick, the Charlotte Hornets selected Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and in the redraft, I have them taking Damian Lillard. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist didn't do much in the NBA and ended up retiring, but Damian Lillard, on the other hand, became a perennial all-star, led the Portland Trail Blazers to multiple playoff berths, one of the best point guards in the league, and you couldn't ask much more from a franchise player. He stayed with them for over 10 years and is just now demanding a trade in the last few seasons of his career in an attempt to win a championship. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Washington Wizards selected Bradley Beal, but in the redraft, I say they picked Draymond Green. He was a big part of 4 championships for the Warriors. He's a great team leader, a great playmaker, and an even better defender, and I think he's a really solid player to keep on your team. Although Bradley Beal was a great scorer, I just don't think he's led to that team success Draymond has. With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected Dion Waiters, but in the redraft, I think they select Bradley Beal. He's a great scorer, struggled to lead them to wins in Washington, but now going to Phoenix and having a chance to win the championship here in a third role. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does taking a back seat to Booker and Durant. He's a great scorer, always has been. I just think he's one small step below Draymond Green, who was drafted at 3rd. With the 5th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings took Thomas Robinson. I have no clue who that is. So in the redraft, I think they take Chris Middleton. He helped Giannis win a championship in 2021. He's a great all-around player at the 3 spot, and he's been extremely valuable to the Bucks in the last few years. With the 6th pick, the Blazers took Damian Lillard, a great pick, but in the redraft, he won't be available. So they pick the next best option, Andre Drummond. He was great for the Detroit Pistons early on in his career. Although he was traded and bounced around the league in the last 3 years, he's still a great backup center and was a great center early in his career with the Detroit Pistons. With the 7th pick, the Warriors still pick a Harrison Barnes at 7th. He's still on the board in the redraft. He's a great player to come off the bench or even start for you on a great team. He won a championship with the Warriors early on in his career, and he's still been a great player on the Kings in the last few years. With the 8th pick, the Toronto Raptors took Terrence Ross, but in the redraft, I have them taking Jay Crowder. He's always the finishing touch each team need to win the championship or at least come close to it. He's a great player on contending teams, and he's been like that for years. He's a consistent role player that just helps his team get wins. And in the NBA, that's what matters. With the 9th pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons selected Andre Drummond, but in this redraft, he is no longer on the board, so they go for Evan Fournier. He's a great scorer from the 2-guard spot, currently in New York, having a great season as a great spot-up shooter and scorer. He's always been like that. He's great off the bench or as a starter on a contending team, and he can always provide a good scoring punch-up. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the New Orleans Hornets selected Austin Rivers. But in the redraft, I think they'll take Terrence Ross. He's a great player at the 2-guard spot. He's an amazingly athletic player, especially for his height, and a great addition to any team. With the 11th pick in the NBA draft, the Portland Trail Blazers selected Myers Leonard. But in the redraft, I think they take Will Barton. He was great for the Denver Nuggets in his early half of the season and was now traded to the Washington Wizards, where he helps the young guys develop. He's a great player to come off the bench and has always provided as a great two-way player. With the 12th pick, the Houston Rockets selected Jeremy Lamb, and they stick with this pick in the redraft. He's a great scorer, hit the most insane half-court buzzer beater I've ever seen against my favourite team, and was great alongside Kemba Walker in the 2019 Hornets season. He's a great scorer. We haven't seen much of him in the last few seasons, but he's still a great player, hoping to get some minutes this season after coming off an injury and not playing since 2022 with the Sacramento Kings. With the 13th pick in the NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns selected Kendall Marshall. Sure, never heard of him, but in the redraft, I think they take Kent Bazemore. He's a great role player. He can shoot the lights out. He played well with the Warriors and currently isn't on a team. With the 14th pick, John Henson was selected by the Milwaukee Bucks. And in the redraft, I see them taking JaMychal Green. He's a great two-way player and helped the Denver Nuggets win a championship this year. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you for watching the video and have a nice day.